Oh, right, everybody, let's get right into it. Today we are talking another movie review. We're talking 1998's Godzilla starring Matthew Broderick. Woo hoo hoo hoo. Ew. I am a 99 baby, right? So I grew up watching this Godzilla movie and I loved it. I loved it so much. Oh, and I rewatched it last night. I haven't fully sat down and rewatched this movie in a long time, but just looking at the poster that they made for this thing back in '99, so shocking to me. From the creators of Independence Day, so that's Roland Emmerich, the director, I believe. So they got a pretty solid director to do this. But it says Godzilla, size does matter, and it's just a giant foot. Size does matter? What were they doing back in '98? Were they making subtle dick innuendos in their posters? What is that? But either way, this whole movie, right? The design of Godzilla being this mutated lizard from the nuclear blast down in Bikini Atoll, shit like that. And like this thing then making its way to New York and terrorizing New York. And this thing was like smaller. It's not like the current Godzilla where he's taller than buildings. This guy was like maneuvering in between buildings. He was, tunneling through buildings, under the subway. He was swimming in the ocean. There's some great shots in this movie, man. Like the shot of him on the side of this building with the lightning striking and he's, like, I will say the roar of Godzilla in this, not quite as girthy as the newer ones, as well as the newer ones, but this Godzilla looked great. I still think it very detailed considering it was '98. Obviously there's some things that could look better. The lighting, they went to the dark, rainy lighting. They went to the kind of the visual effects of like Jurassic Park, the original one. They went to the Steven Spielberg school of lighting for this movie. But the ending taxi chase scene through the streets and Godzilla's chasing him down, like a lot of it still holds up pretty damn well. This giant Godzilla head, once he like is shot and he's on the ground, and Matthew Broderick's character Nick Totopoulos is like sitting there looking at him like, oh wow, what a great creature, and everyone else is like, fuck these creatures, we gotta kill them. And then all the baby Godzillas, and like this thing was a mother, it's asexual, reproducing, the first of its kind, and it's producing more. Unless we want a bunch of 200-foot tall Godzillas on our hands, we're gonna have to stop them. And the baby Godzillas in Madison Square Garden, they have to bomb the place. This awesome shot of the foot coming down, and I believe it's Hankazir or Hankazir. And either way, it like goes right between the two. He's like, ah! He's like filming, and they step right between him, then the foot goes, and he's still standing there screaming. It's some great shots in this, but I loved that they still used like miniatures. A lot of great shots that they were able to do with this was making miniatures, which a lot of Hollywood doesn't do anymore, which I, don't really love. I love this old miniature stuff, but they finally catch Godzilla with the Brooklyn Bridge, and they shoot him. 6 rockets on one side, 6 rockets on the other side. This thing takes 12 shots to the fucking and he dies, but it's touching. It's not the best movie, but the guy that plays Felipe, I freaking love. The Frenchie, he's talking like Elvis at one point, American English, Elvis Presley movies. He's great in this movie. Matthew Broderick's great in this movie. I still think it holds up. I'd give it 3 out of 5 stars. About a 6 out of 10. It's a movie that's not the best movie I've ever seen, but it's a movie that I will watch again one day and appreciate. And growing up, I loved it, and I would love to hear what you guys thought. Were you guys a 99 baby growing up watching this yourselves? For me, I still put this above some Godzilla movies. Not all of them, but I put it over some. But comment below, where do you put it in your rankings? Have you seen Godzilla -1? Go check that out. My movie review up on the channel already, so stay tuned for more movie reviews coming your way. Subscribe, like, do all that stuff, and I'll see you beautiful people in the next video. Peace.